you start getting to all these areas and you can't find anything, you're like, I called all these towns, like every single storage facility in this area. That's a lot of storage facilities, but I can't find anything. They're all telling me no. Well, then you could just zoom in a little bit more, right? You'd be like, okay, let me just start getting these little tiny towns in here, like Alma, Nichols, Millwood, all this stuff, right? Now, let me see. Let me back out. Blackshear is kind of a bigger town. Like, see how Blackshear kind of stays. See, it's a bigger Waycross, Waycross and Blackshear is kind of a bigger area. And we just drove around here and we found a ridiculous amount of storage facilities. And we just really got to know the lay of the land. And it's so funny too, because I remember we were driving through one town and it was like probably about 15,000 people. And it just was like desolate. I mean, it did not, I can't remember which town it was, but I drove through and I was like, and we found a couple storage facilities, but the town just looks so run down. It looks so bad. And I was just like, no, I'm not getting the feel for this town here at all. And then like we drove over to like Waycross, and Waycross, the same amount of people is like booming, like people are out walking outside. I mean, it's just like a super active town, right? And it's so funny how you could have one town at the same exact size and another town the same exact size. And like, it's just two totally different atmospheres. Right. And so that's why it's so important to get out there and really just get to know your market, whatever market that you're interested in, really just get to know it, because you don't just want to buy a storage facility in any town. Like after I went to that one town, I can't remember which one it was. Maybe it was Douglas. I'm not sure. I can't remember, but it was just like, I was just like, no, I don't want to buy in this town. So, okay. So anyways, that's one thing. Now we bought in Blackshear. So Waycross Blackshear is, it's like from in between Waycross and Blackshear, it's growing. I mean, it's definitely growing in this area. And so it's a very good area to be in. And that's how we found it. We just called the owner. Now, the owner of this facility, he actually owns a couple other facilities, and we tried to buy them as well too, but he didn't want to sell them. He only wanted to sell this one. And he lives in Waycross. And so we told him, whenever you're ready to sell, just let us know. We'll buy your other ones as well too. But he was like, no, I'm not ready to sell the other ones. The other ones were just in Waycross, and this one was a Blackshear. This is true. This is the truth. True. He has like 3 other ones maybe in the Waycross area, and then he had this one in Blackshear. And he was like, no, I was like, why do you want to sell the Blackshear one? He's like, it's just too far of a drive for me. I just don't want to go out there anymore. I was like, what do you? How would you want to sell that one? And he gave us like a great price. He gave us $220,000 for this facility. I'll tell you about it. But like, it just goes to show like how owners of like facilities think. Like he has 3 in this area, and then like this one was too far for him. Right. I'm not understanding. I was like, I live in Atlanta. And he's like, I'm going to buy this thing. He's like, yeah, but you're all like, electronic and stuff. He's like, we're not like that. We're just taking care of these, ourselves and stuff, so yeah, because they were not on Google Maps or anything like this, so it was just too far of him to drive out there and meet people to go sign contracts and stuff like that. That was the kind of mindset. It was just too far for him. And the same thing happened up in the in another area that we're in the North Georgia area. I can't remember where it was, but another guy was like, he has 6 facilities, and then one of them was like 45 minutes away, and he was just like, no, I can't take care of that one. I need to sell it. So keep that in mind. Another thing I was going to point out too is that this person that I bought from, he had 4 facilities, and he wanted to sell this one and keep the other 3. So just keep that in mind, that when somebody owns several facilities, like don't shy away from that, because they may just want to sell the one that's just like, the bad one for them or whatever, so you want to keep that in mind. If they say they've got 6 facilities, it's like, oh, well, maybe, that's just too much for me. Like, oh, they just sell the bad one. Okay. So that's that.